The Rangers Network is live from DW Rutledge Stadium in Converse, Texas. Tonight, the 27-6-8 season finale. The Rangers look to spoil the Rockets' unblemished district run and gain momentum as they head into playoffs. Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network starts now.
A long regular season impacted by the current COVID-19 pandemic finally winds down tonight in Converse as Smithson Valley takes on perennial district powerhouse Judson. Good evening and welcome to Rutledge Stadium on the Rangers Network. Brant Freeman sitting right next to Tony Brubaker. And Tony, this game got stripped of its drama after what unfolded last week, but two of the best programs in the area going head-to-head always makes for good football.
Both programs steeped in tradition and quality of athletes and have had a lot of success in the last 20 years. Should be a great football game.
The Rockets have already clinched a share, at least a share, of the 27-6-8 title. They can claim it outright with a win tonight, while the Rangers are locked into their playoff seeding. They'll open the postseason next week against Reagan. Austin Hoser with the game's opening kickoff, and this regular season finale is underway. A short kick and not much of a return, just across the 20-yard line for the Rockets goes Traylon Payne. And we'll take a look at Michael Burrows and this Rocket offense first tonight, the quarterback for the Judson Rockets.
Bafetas had the first hit on the returner, and that's what slowed everything down.
Well, Burrows is the quarterback. The player to watch is DeAnthony Lewis, his senior tailback. Needs just 32 yards for his second straight 1,000-yard season. Over the course of his career, has rushed for more than 3,400 yards and gashed the Rangers a year ago.
4 down linemen to start it off.
And the game's first offensive play is a near interception. Burrows threw that right to a Ranger defender in the passing lane. It was Blake Bowman, and the Rockets dodged an early bullet.
Wow, Bowman was right in that area and had a chance. I think he was almost surprised the ball came near him.
The Rangers defensively have been so good at forcing turnovers this season, 17 of them, but last week was just the second game this season they have failed to force a turnover. On second down, here's Lewis shifting through traffic, breaks into the outside. There goes Lewis down the sidelines into the clear, and DeAnthony Lewis is gone. 77-yard touchdown, Rockets on top early. And no flags on the field. This team has carved up opposing defenses for big plays all season long. That is their 12th offensive touchdown, covering more than 40 yards. And with that run alone, Lewis has surpassed a 1,000-yard mark for the season.
Unbelievable that he had two guys have a hold of his legs at the line of scrimmage and broke through both of them.
And the point after from Adrian Cortez is up, and it is good. So this game, again, getting off with a bang as DeAnthony Lewis strikes for a 77-yard touchdown. Last year had over 130 yards rushing and a score in the win over Smithson Valley. You look at these two teams coming into this game. The comparison between the two, the Rockets come in with a record of 6-1. The Rangers 6-2. The district standings will stand. Judson will finish first. Smithson Valley will finish in third place. Offensively, each team putting up more than 30 points a game. That turnover margin, though, for the Rangers has stuck out in a big way this season. But again, Tony, you go back to the opening drive, if you can call it a drive, 2 plays. Blake Bowman, if he's able to get his hands on the football instead of a big Judson touchdown, Smithson Valley could be an offense right now.
Yeah, it's, we look back a week ago, 2 big plays, really the difference in that game, both by steal. And if Bowman does come up with that ball, we've got a whole different look here at the, first minute of the game.
This Rocket team sure knows how to jump on opponents. They haven't trailed at all in any game since the second quarter against Clemens when they were down 14-0. That was back on October the 15th, nearly 2 months ago. And the first points here tonight and the early lead as Smithson Valley's offense prepares to come out after the kickoff. An offense which had a tough day at the office last week. And here's Cortez to kick off. 23 seconds in, 7-0 Rockets. Kick fielded at the 12. Return man for the Rangers, Noah Flores across the 40. Flores down the sidelines. Forced out at the Judson 35. Big return, Noah Flores, and the Rangers. A good opportunity here for their first offensive possession.
Great job by Noah of just streaking up the far sideline and just had some extra energy on the return and really outran some of the coverage.
Was finally tackled by Eric Nolden. And so the Rangers offensively, which last week put up just 10 points, that was a season low, on the field at the Rocket 32-yard line. The running game for the Rangers really had a tough time going last week. They averaged 3 yards per carry. Here's Travis McCracken and picks up 4 on the Rangers' first offensive play.
First flag of the game on the far sideline.
It looks like it's against Judson. Officials gathering at around the 30. Here's the call. It's a dead ball personal foul against the Rockets, so tack on 15 to the end of the run for McCracken. And so, after one play for Smithson Valley and a big kick return and a penalty, they're already inside the Rockets' red zone.
You saw right at the end of the play, one of our blockers was on someone down the way, and I don't know if that blocker got thrown away or something. It seems to me that's what I saw that might have been drawing the flag.
Jalen Nutt coming off a tough day, threw 4 interceptions against Steele last week after not throwing any in the first 7 games of the season. A low throw incomplete on this first down play, looking for the returning Maverick Freeland, who's not played for the Rangers at receiver over the past 2 games.
Freeland, the big target, leads the team in receptions at 6'4" and 180. He's the guy that Jalen looks to when he's on the field.
Nutt was very busy running the football last week as well. Season high 21 carries against Steele last Friday at Ranger Stadium. On 2nd and 10. Nutt, the keeper. Nutt to his left, inside the 5. Did he cross? He did not, down to the 1-yard line on an impressive second down run by Jalen Nutt.
You know what? It's interesting to see that hole right that you just saw in the highlight. That hole was big as he got through the line. When he hit the ground, he did lose control of the ball, but that's because he was reaching for the end zone after he was already on the ground. So, first and goal for the Rangers.
A gain of 13 for Jalen Nutt. And now the Rangers have 4 shots to punch it in. Nutt keeps it himself and got stacked up. That Judson front 7 is so physical, so athletic, and so big as he got buried there by Nathaniel Pryor. A loss of 2. It's 2nd and goal now from the 3.
295 in the middle, 220 on the ends. Linebackers all around between 185 and 210. And the biggest thing about their defense, Brand, as we know, is they are fast to the ball.
A 3-4 defense overseen by head coach Rodney Williams. 2nd and goal from the 3. Nutt trying to sweep it to the outside, and he's in. Jalen Nutt, the touchdown. His 8th of the season. And Smithson Valley responds lightning fast to the Rocket touchdown on the previous drive.
Jalen that time took it to the edge and just waited for something to open up, and then he just burst through, got into the end zone.
So Jalen Nutt, the touchdown run. last week saw a streak of scoring in 4 straight games come to an end. Back into the end zone, and now Hoser out to tie the game. And he does. So not much on the line tonight, but these two teams playing like there is. We're tied 7 apiece early from Converse.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
The last few months have been challenging for everyone.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smoky Moe's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's. Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
A whole lot of things have changed over the past few months, but some things have stayed just the same. Here at Smithson Valley, we are still making your kids smile. You may not see that as easily with those masks on, but those smiles are just beneath. And when all this passes, and it will, you'll really be reminded of how we just keep making them smile. Thank you for your trust and support, and get your guns up.
Following a 5-play, 32-yard drive, the Rangers have tied the game on a 3-yard touchdown run from Jalen Nutt. Ensuing kickoff for Smithson Valley, pooched up into the air. Fair catch for Judson at their own 36. So it took the Rangers 5 plays to put up 7. It took the Rockets 2. This game is barely 2 minutes old. Already 2 touchdowns between these two. This first down play, flags are in on an incomplete pass fired by Burrows. And we'll check the marker.
Seminaro got a hit on Burrows right as he let go of the ball. Kind of made it dive short and to the left.
It's an offsides penalty against Smithson Valley. So again, Michael Burrows, the quarterback, the junior, has close to 900 yards passing this season, 10 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, has not thrown a pick since October the 9th. Nearly threw one of the game's first play. This pass complete to the 45, and a first down catch hauled in by Jason Bratcher. Or no, they're going to mark him about a yard shy, so second down and 1 after a gain of 4. Burrows, a dual threat quarterback as well. Team second leading rusher behind only Lewis. And one of the captains on this team. On second and short. Burrows with his legs getting it done. Burrows, a big hole up the left side, inside the 20. Out of bounds goes Michael Burrows. And the Rockets ground game gashing Smithson Valley early here tonight.
And that was Trey Moore who finally chased him down inside the 20, or at the 20.
It's a 35-yard run for Burrows. So on 2 rushing plays, the Rockets have 112 yards rushing. The Rangers are giving up per game just 112 yards on the ground.
I think that number will probably grow.
This Rocket team can gash you. On first down, it's Lewis up the gut. And at that time, Toby West, the stop there for Smithson Valley after a gain of 4 yards for Lewis. You look at Judson's offense. As a team, they're averaging nearly 8.5 yards per rush attempt.
The offensive line that goes from 330 to 320, 285, 280, and 250.
Burrows stopped short of the first down by about 2 after a 2-yard pickup. And you look at the offensive line as well, Tony. Left guard Cameron Scott and center Robert Rigsby will both be playing on Saturdays at the same program. Verbal commits to nearby UTSA. Jared Campos, the senior up front, second team All-District last year. They've got some playmakers on the offensive line. 3rd and 2. Lewis has got the first down. Or does he? Close to the marker at the 10. It's close.
I think they're going to mark him a little bit short.
Yeah, he didn't get it. Short by half a yard. So now can the Rangers get off the field defensively? Rockets are going for it.
They moved.
There's the flag. If you think this is going to change Ronnie Williams' mind, think again. The Rockets have only attempted 2 field goals the entire season. The only make for Adrian Cortez came from 21 yards out. This would be about a 35-yard attempt with the ball is spotted. Make it 32. They're going to go for a 4th down here.
And not surprising, they do it all the time.
So 4th and 5. On 4th down, Burrows in the flat. The pass is incomplete. A flag is in. This could be a late hit against Malachi Lane or roughing the passer. This drive could very well extend. And there it is. Roughing the passer called against Malachi Lane. And the Rockets' drive will continue.
That is extremely bad timing for the Rangers to come up with a penalty when you basically have the ball turned over on downs.
And so now it is goal to go inside the 10. Rockets given new life. Burrows to the outside. There's Lane making some amends for the last penalty. Bowman also in on the tackle for Smithson Valley on a loss of 2.
Not a whole lot of deception on that play. I don't think he sold the fake very well. When Burrows kept it, 2 Rangers were there waiting for him.
In the offseason, it didn't look like Burrows was going to be this team's quarterback. Brandeis quarterback Jordan Battles had transferred into the program, but his transfer was rejected by the district coaches and an appeal by Judson was denied. So Battles had to go somewhere else, give the job to Burrows instead, and he has made the most of it. That 2nd down play snuffed out. West in on the tackle there for the Rangers on a stop of Andre Jones. The Rockets go backwards again.
Kind of one of those plays you just throw it to the edge figuring your playmakers will make a play. That time the Rangers ran to the ball extremely quickly, although Jones did have to go down and get the ball from a low pass. But the Rangers were there ready, waiting for him.
So now 3rd and goal from the 13 in what could still be 4-down territory for Judson. Nearly halfway through the opening quarter, tied at 7. Burrows slings it to the end zone, goes off the hands of a receiver who was wide open. Jason Bratcher couldn't hold on a fastball delivered there by Burrows, brings up 4th and goal. How do you drop this?
Wow.
It nearly...
But was he throwing to the guy in the back of the end zone? Because the front guy maybe got caught by surprise.
It was Andre Jones who was in the back of the end zone, and the Rockets will in fact send out Cortez to attempt a 30-yard field goal. And this kick is good. Just his 2nd made field goal of the season, and the Rockets back in front. Nearly halfway through the opening quarter, Rockets on top in the regular season finale, 10-7.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
The last few months have been challenging for everyone.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smoky Moe's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's. Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
A whole lot of things have changed over the past few months, but some things have stayed just the same. Here at Smithson Valley, we are still making your kids smile. You may not see that as easily with those masks on, but those smiles are just beneath. And when all this passes, and it will, you'll really be reminded of how we just keep making them smile. Thank you for your trust and support, and get your guns up.
After the short field goal by the Rockets, the Rangers return to the ensuing kickoff. Darlington Frash on a short kick as Adrian Cortez wanted no part of Noah Flores. Still made a mistake. Kicking it to Frash, a former running back turned linebacker, makes a play, and the Rangers again will start inside of Judson territory.
I think right now they're just darned if they do and darned if they don't. They haven't figured out which way to kick it, and both times have gone to our left side, and both times have been returned quite well.
So here comes Nutt in the offense. Last time out, a quick 5-play, 32-yard drive for a touchdown. First play of this drive, a run for Gabe Hoskins, and he got hit hard. A loud tackle you could hear up here from Dontrell Eggleston. Goodness, after a gain of a yard, it's 2nd and 9. Actually, Traylon Payne was the one that delivered the pain on that hit.
The sophomore linebacker, their team's leader at tackles, was 72 on the season, and that was a big one.
Averaging more than 12 tackles per game, second-team All-District linebacker a year ago. On 2nd down, a run again, up behind left guard to about the 28. Helmet comes flying off of a Ranger. And that was the runner.
Gabe's.
Hoskins will have to come off for a play. This after a 4-yard run to make it 3rd and 5.
Kind of little different to see a helmet come out of there and someone throwing it like they just got a prize.
Yeah.
Not really sure that was something that was appropriate. Big 3rd down.
The first 3rd down the Rangers will have faced here tonight. They need 5 to convert. Nutt off the play fake. Pass is caught. Fighting for first down yardage to the 25. For Smithson Valley is the tight end Dylan Domel.
And Domel's had some big catches. He had a couple of big ones last week, 9 on the season. And that one was as big as any as he just held the defender off to grab the ball.
The 2 tight ends, Dylan Domel and Will Ford, have been big targets over the past 2 games. The 2 have combined for 5 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown each. On 1st down, Nutt under duress. Picks up about a half yard there, that's it. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Jalen didn't look comfortable at all in that. Just kind of tried to make something out of a bad situation.
Again, the Rangers with a win last week. This game would have been for the district title. Instead, Smithson Valley coming up short against Steele, 14-10. They are now locked into 3rd place in the district, and they will open the playoffs next week against Reagan. On 2nd and 9, Nutt on the keeper. Nutt to the outside. He takes a hit. and down to the Rockets' 19-yard line after the tackle made by Cameron Lopez. It's third down.
Jalen seems to be running with his head and his body moving forward, much different than I think last week when he was a little more apprehensive. Tonight he looks like he's determined to go somewhere, and he's been able to do that a couple of times, bringing up a shorter third down, 3rd and 4.
Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Smithson Valley's second offensive possession. Nutt off the play fake, throws complete again. Turning upfield is Freeland and got tackled at the 10-yard line. So Maverick Freeland hauls in the catch, his first in 3 weeks. First down, Smithson Valley.
You know, we talked last week about Jalen's passing wasn't on target and wasn't missing badly, just he seemed to be in so much duress he never got his feet set. He has had his feet settled tonight. That's the second really good throw of this drive.
First and goal from the 10. Again, not the cornerback turned quarterback this year. On first and goal, it's a running play that doesn't really go anywhere. Really tough to run against this Rocket team, especially that front 7. Second down and goal now from the 9.
Yeah, they've just got bodies that just get to the ball in a hurry all the time. They're just constantly on the move to the ball.
And now second and goal from inside the 10. Domel, who had the catch on third down earlier in the drive, is lined up to Nutt's left. A running play, and Nutt is in again. Second touchdown tonight, Jalen Nutt, and the Rangers have the lead.
I don't know if we'll see it, but the whole defense was looking to the near sideline, the offense's right side, and Jalen took it in a hurry to the left and got through basically without being touched.
And so the Judson Rockets, for the first time since October the 15th, nearly 2 months ago, trail. Hoser's point after is in. 14-10, Rangers on top. 2 big kick returns have led to 2 Jalen Nutt touchdown runs. Smithson Valley on top as we approach the end of the first quarter.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm so excited to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley.
I think we made a great decision.
You know, you have a beautiful office, but I brought a few things that I think you're really going to like.
Donna?
Principal Wall, are you here to welcome Dermatology?
I'm here for my 3 o'clock Diamond Glow facial.
Principal Wall.
Jalen Nutt in the end zone for a second time. Smithson Valley on top for the first time tonight. Ensuing kickoff fielded at the 10. Return man for the Rockets out across the 25-yard line goes Anthony Evans, but flags in the play. This might come back a few yards. You go back to the touchdown drive, but again set up by a great kick return by the Rangers. And Jalen Nutt looks very composed tonight after he looked to be a little bit off his game last week. And it is coming back illegal chop block against Judson. Already 3 flags for Judson here in the opening quarter for 35 yards. It's a Rocket team coming off a 63-34 win over Wagner last week, a win that clinched at least a share of the district championship. Sees it high for the Rockets in points scored and an all-purpose yardage over 700. The offense last week averaged more than 10 yards per play. Burrows' pass batted up by Trey Moore and nearly hauled in by Flores for a gimme pick 6. How good has he been on the defensive line this season?
He's been outstanding. I mean, for a senior, there's always been 1 or 2 seniors on that defensive line this program has had through the last dozen or so years, and they just seem to rise up that senior year and do just about everything they can to wield their team to win.
Team leader in tackles for loss, sacks, quarterback hurries, and forced fumbles this year. Burrows airing it deep for Bratcher, got him turned around. Incomplete. Good coverage down the field from Montalvo for Smithson Valley. Burrows is not known for his vertical passing, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
You've got to wonder, though, he's had a pass that was thrown right into the arms of Bowman early. This one tipped up in the air by Trey. He's got to be feeling a little bit uncomfortable back there.
3rd and 10. Burrows steps up. On the run, Burrows got away from Lane, and that dive at the end, good enough for the first down at a scramble for 11.
What a big play again by Burrows. Just seemed to have the knack to get to where he needs to get for a first down.
Again, the Rockets offensively averaging more than 300 yards rushing per game. They already have a $130 on the ground here in the first quarter. Here's a run on a receiver sweep, and that's going to pick up about 5 on the run there from Anthony Evans. But there is a penalty marker.
Looks like it's going to go against Smithson Valley.
Could be offsides again. And it is. Second time the Rangers have been flagged for an offsides here tonight. Rockets undefeated in district play. Their only blemish this season came with the season opener against DeSoto. 37-0 against a very good program out of the greater Dallas area. That passing play got blown up. Noah Flores, a big-time hit on the receiver, Andre Jones. What a tackle out in space.
You know, if you watch this program a lot, you know, they like to throw it out to the edge to the receivers to go make plays, and the Rangers cornerbacks have just been Johnny on the spot and just ready to cover it up and make big tackles.
Burrows throwing here in the first quarter, 3 for 7 for 0 yards. And this has now created 2nd down and 7. First quarter clock winding down. Running play, Lewis sweeps it to the outside. Lewis a burst across the 35. Lane slings him out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down out to the 37 on a gain of 13.
You're not going to get the call, but there was a pretty good hold on the edge as they had our cornerbacks jersey held pretty good and no flag came out.
And Lewis already 3 yards shy of his 17th career 100-yard game. 97 yards rushing, the bulk of which came with his first carry of the game's second play, a 77-yard house call for Judson. Could be the final play of the first quarter. Burrows after a long handoff. That run got sniffed out by Darlington Frash. A loss of 3 ends the first quarter. A quarter full of fireworks, but the Rangers have the 4-point lead at the end of 12 in Converse.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm so excited to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley.
I think we made a great decision.
You know, you have a beautiful office, but I brought a few.
Ready to start quarter number 2 here from Rutledge Stadium. Smithson Valley on top 14-10. Rockets face with second and 13. D'Anthony Lewis again takes it to the outside. Lewis another big burst across the 40, still running. They'll say he stepped out though in the Ranger 45-yard line. 21-yard gallop for D'Anthony Lewis. Smithson Valley simply has no answers for him right now.
Well, we just can't keep containment on the edge because they get out so quickly and seal it with all kinds of bodies.
Veteran running back Lewis tonight playing his 35th career game. Passing play here in first down. Burrows pressured, but the play whistle dead. False start. And there's a late flag against Smithson Valley. The players didn't hear the whistle.
I don't know if that might be against Burrows because he just slung the ball away.
Now here you see it. You see that the ball there at the tail end of that replay, alluding to what Tony was talking about, he did sling it. The Ranger defender, Gavin Woods, leapt over Burrows. Look at this again. On the right side of your screen, Woods does try to avoid contact, hurdles over him, and it looked like Burrows threw the ball at him in retaliation. And it is unsportsmanlike conduct against Michael Burrows. Tacked on to the 5-yard false start penalty. It's a 20-yard play that negatively affects the Judson Rockets, and that'll lead to a timeout from head coach Rodney Williams. And that'll give us a chance to look back at the way the district schedule has played out for Smithson Valley this season. The Rangers actually opened district play here in Commerce with a heartbreaking overtime loss against Wagner, but that was followed by a 4-game winning streak which began in Schertz. A victory over the reigning district champion Clemens Buffaloes, who did not qualify for the postseason this year. 3 more wins after that before the win streak snapped last Friday against Steele.
And I just want to highlight a little bit that team that we skunked 31-6 in the pre-district play, Madison, is now either leading their district or second in their district, positioning themselves for a playoff run that could go a long way. And I remember Joe Muchagumba and I called that game, and they look like anything but a playoff team. And yet here they are 2 months later just rocking and rolling.
So out of the timeout called by second-year head coach Rodney Williams, it is second down and 30. Just underway here in the second quarter. 2 Jalen Nutt touchdown runs, the offense so far tonight for Smithson Valley. Burrows on second down, hands to Lewis, got hit by Gavin Woods, a sophomore. Is it on the play along with Trey Moore, the senior. And now the Rockets are faced with having to convert. It's second and 27. Thought it may have been third down. Now they forgot to reset the downs after the previous false start penalty. So now it's second down. Off the play fake, Burrows going deep. And the pass for Davion Wilson is overthrown and incomplete. Flores on coverage there for Smithson Valley, brings up third down and a mile.
Wilson just took off on a fly route, and fortunately he just was overthrown because I think he had a step.
He's a big target, 6'5", 207 pounds, coming off a big game against Wagner. 4 catches, 2 of them for scores, 100 yards receiving. The first player for the Rockets to eclipse 100 yards receiving this season. 3rd and 27. The Rockets have to reach the Ranger 35 to convert. It's a run for Isaiah Washington, strung to the outside, and there's Trey Moore. He is just everywhere for the Rangers here tonight, and the Rockets will punt it away. This guy's just a monster.
He is just playing with every ounce of energy he has on every single play, Brent. And he doesn't get many plays off, and his motor just keeps going. And again, this is something they haven't done much this year, and that's punt.
Jared Campos, who is a starting right guard, is the one out there to punt for Judson, averaging less than 30 yards a punt this season. If that tells you anything.
They don't practice it very much.
And the kick is away. It's a high punt, does his job there. And it bounces at the 47. There is a flag, though, back at the 28.
I'll be curious because that can't be roughing the kicker. Trey Moore fell on the ground in front of him. Trey was pointing to something.
Running into?
No, I don't believe there was any contact at all.
Illegal formation against Judson. Declined. A chop block against the Rockets will be tacked on to the end of the punt.
Yeah.
So Smithson Valley's 3rd possession tonight will again start in Judson territory. Unreal. 3 possessions for Smithson Valley, and they are handily winning special teams tonight, leading to phenomenal field position.
Larry Hill talks about special teams all the time and how you can make a difference in a game. Our starting field position, 32, 38, now at the 42, but still in plus territory.
And the Rockets have already compiled 70 yards in penalties on 6 flags, and the game is barely 13 minutes old. Rangers looking to expand upon a 14-10 lead in the finale. Here's Nutt, pressured, gets away from it, scrambling, Nutt lofting it, and it's incomplete. Hit a man wide open, Justin Avery, but throwing on the run across his body. It's 2nd down and 10.
Well, the play was a post route by Maverick Freeland, and Jalen just didn't have enough time. About the time Freeland made his break inside the 25, Jalen could have let it go then if he had had time, and would have had a touchdown, no doubt, because he beat the corner on that play. But he tried to make something out of it and just couldn't do it.
Smithson Valley and Judson locking horns for the 16th time here tonight in what has been a very competitive series over the years. Avery, a short 2-yard run will bring up 3rd down and 8 for Smithson Valley. The Rangers lead the all-time series 9 games to 6, but the Rockets have won 5 out of the past 7, including a 30-13 win here last year. The last time the Rangers won in Converse, 2017, a memorable overtime win, a walk-off win. Trevon Merrick Woodard, the game-winning touchdown to win the game in overtime.
Crazy game it was.
That is one of just 2 home losses the Rockets have suffered over the past 5 years. 3rd down, Nutt's in trouble, and Nutt will be spun down after a short 1-yard gain.
Couldn't tell if it was a wide receiver screen or what. He had Freeland and scratching both over on the near sideline, and he wanted just to take the snap and throw, and someone came in his face, tried to avoid it, then tried to run a couple of yards and got one.
And Coach Hill's keeping the offense on the field. 4th down, 7 needed to convert. Rockets almost jumped off sides. Wouldn't have been enough to move the chains, but make 4th down easier.
Would have made it easier.
Judson bringing a blitz. Nutt rolls and throws complete. Did Freeland get enough? Don't think
so.
he did. Traylon Payne wrapped him up with a 34, and the Rangers had to reach the 33.
Maverick's route just wasn't deep enough to come back for the ball and then still have a 1st down. So Rangers will turn it over on downs in spite of a really good pass play there.
And that will hand the football back to the Rockets with 8:40 to go. here in the second quarter and trailing the Rangers 14-10. So getting back to Judson playing so well at home, from 2014 to 2017, the Rockets had a 19-game win streak at home that was snapped by that Ranger overtime win. Since that game, the Rockets haven't lost at home. They've reeled off 15 straight wins since then. The Smithson Valley trying to end another streak here tonight. Burrows in the offense, punted it away on the last possession, and he didn't get the snap off in time.
On first down. First play of the possession.
Yep. 8th penalty, or 7th rather, against Judson here in the first half. This team has aspirations for a long playoff run. That part of their game, though, has got to get cleaned up. 1st and 15. Burrows to the outside. Burrows got sliced down by Bowman. Just across the 35, got the penalty yardage back and maybe a couple more. 2nd down and 9.
Did he just sling that ball again, or was that an official?
You look here at the back end of the play, and it looks like Burrows handed it to the official. Had a hard time handling the shovel there.
He flipped it, and the official didn't catch it, yeah.
On 2nd and 8, here's Lewis. Good stiff arm, and another. Down the sidelines goes Lewis. Flores finally wraps him up inside the 40. 26 yards on that run. On 8 carries, Lewis has already run for $144. This kid's something else.
He is. And his speed off his first step or two is just amazing how quickly he gets to the line.
He has yet to commit, but he has several FBS offers, some from Power 5 schools. You can see why. Here's Burrows. Great blocking to the outside. Burrows with a great move, getting by Flores, and he is in. Touchdown, Michael Burrows. 37 yards on the run.
You have to give all the credit to the offensive line. They are opening up space for him, and he is quick to the line also and gets out quickly.
I mean, it's remarkable. Now, Burrows and Lewis are phenomenal athletes, yes, but the holes of which they have to run through has been something to watch so far tonight. And Burrows, the rushing touchdown, his 8th this season. And the point after is in. 7.5 left in the half. Rockets back on top on our 3rd lead change of the game. 17-14 over the Rangers.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
We're back in Converse. The Rockets take the lead back. 37-yard touchdown run, Michael Burrows. Both touchdowns for the Rockets have come on the ground on long plays. DeAnthony Lewis, 2nd play of the game. For Judson, a 77-yard gallop into the end zone. 7.5 left in the second quarter. Back and forth we go here from Rutledge Stadium. Namesake after D.W. Rutledge, the coach who really started the dominance of this program back in the 1980s. coached Judson for 17 seasons, won 4 state championships.
You see Cortez, who's kicked it off twice to our sideline. This time I think he's aiming to his own sideline.
He does just that. And it bounces at the 30. It's a live football, but Noah Floor is fortunate to get on it. There for the Rangers in Smithson Valley for the first time tonight on this, their 4th possession of the game, will start on their own end of the field.
That time he just kicked it where no one was, and even though Noah tried to come up and get to it, he just couldn't get to it in time. And when that ball hits the ground, it's live, and somebody better get on it in a hurry.
Again, the two teams have been trading punches here. 7-0 Judson, then 7-7. Then 10-7 Rockets and 14-10 Rangers. Now 17-14, Judson back on top. Nutt keep it in himself, and the Rockets stack him up. No gain on that run. See Traylon Payne in on another tackle for the Rockets. The junior for Judson has made a number of plays so far tonight.
Remember, we talked about it in the game last week. Our offensive line had spurts where they just didn't seem to be able to block anyone, and on that play, there was a lot of penetration.
On 2nd and 10, Nutt play fake throws, complete to Domel. Able to out-physical his defender as soon as he made the catch. The 40 takes it up another 5 yards on a gain of 18.
What a great throw, and Domel just made himself available and caught the ball on stride. And again, a great pass by Jalen Nutt and a great catch.
One would argue that the best weapons right now in the passing game are the Ranger tight ends.
You certainly could.
Although Freeland and McDonald split out at receiver right now, they've made some plays this year for Smithson Valley. A running play for Travis McCracken got buried just short of midfield after a gain of 3. And on that tackle for the Rockets, Cameron Lopez.
Again, their linebackers do just about everything when it comes to tackles. Payne, we haven't called Donnie Moody's name very much, but Lopez we have. And those guys are active in on a lot of plays.
Seeing all the big plays from Judson tonight. Smithson Valley's offense has been lacking the big home run plays this year. Just 2 passing plays covering more than 40 yards, just 2 running plays of more than 25. You figure the Rangers are going to need some of those tonight. Here's Chase Sendelick on the sweep. Sendelick shuffling through defenders. Maybe not a 30-yard play there, but enough for the first down for Smithson Valley.
That was a great run. He even turned himself kind of sideways to get through one of the holes. As he comes up, gets a great block from Hoskins, and then just squirts through for an extra yard or 2 to get 7+ for a first down.
Chase Sendelick, the sophomore, was in on a gadget play for the Rangers a couple of weeks ago, throwing a touchdown pass to Dylan Domel in the win over the Hornets.
You know, that might be his first carry in a while. I don't think he carried the ball at East Central other than the pass, and I know he didn't have a jet sweep last week.
On first down, it's Hoskins to the outside looking for a lane. Doesn't find one. A big shove near the back end of that Ranger sideline looking for a flag. Don't see one flying in. Again, the Rockets have lived kind of dangerously tonight when it's come to the extracurriculars. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Hoskins, McCracken, and Avery, the Rangers' 3 running backs, bottled up last week. They've been bottled up so far tonight.
Hoskins was out blocking that time, and he's the one that got shoved down as the play came to a conclusion.
2nd down and 10. Rockets bring the blitz. Nuts got to get rid of it. Does for Freeland. Turns, makes the catch, breaks away, and he's in. Touchdown, Smithson Valley on a 45-yard strike from Jalen Nutt. There's your home run play for Smithson Valley.
It's the second time they've tried something like that to Freeland. This time Jalen had a great block from his running back Hoskins to give him that extra second and threw the ball out there. And Maverick's done just what he's done all year. He uses his big frame to keep the defender away, catches the ball, and this time the defender going for the ball couldn't make the tackle.
And that is the 4th touchdown pass of the season, as Hoser is good on the point after to make it 21-17 in favor of Smithson Valley. Now, I do want to make note that Judson this season is playing with a very heavy heart, very emotional season. Bryce Wisdom, who was younger brother of former Judson great Rashad Wisdom, passed away this past July at the age of 17. Diagnosed with cancer 18 months ago, and his cancer went into remission last August, but it returned. And in April, around the time of his 17th birthday, it had spread to really his entire body and became terminal, and again passed away just 2 months after that. And you see how they're honoring him this season. An honorary team captain before each game. They hold his number 39 in his honor before every coin toss this season. His brother, again, Rashad, is a starting defensive back for UTSA, playing very well. It's been a tough year for him, a tough year for the entire Wisdom family, for the Judson Rocket family. Circumstances like that really put things into perspective.
No doubt about it. The whole story is just a remarkable story of courage on his part, and the following that was created by what he did when he came back for the brief time was just, it's remarkable.
So after the Ranger touchdown drive, capped off by 45-yard touchdown pass, Nutt to Freeland, Rangers back on top. 4th lead change already. And the kickoff picked up on a bobble short of the 25-yard line. Ball was fielded by Eric Nolden, and the Rockets offense comes out with 4 minutes to go in the half, and Smithson Valley on top 21-17.
Hoser just dropped that ball inside the 25. They fielded it, then kind of bobbled it, and the coverage team was down there. Could have been a bad situation that they managed to survive.
If Smithson Valley, by the way, can hold on to this lead in the final 4 minutes, which who knows how many more scores we'll see, that would mean the Rockets would go into the locker rooms down for the first time since the season opener. From their own 24, Burrows delivers over the middle, incomplete. Had his tight end, Arias Silvi Matachua, wide open, but missed him. 2nd and 10.
Double covered, 2 Rangers in the area. Again, Burrows is on target passing, hasn't been very successful tonight.
3 of 9 to the air for 0 yards so far tonight. Longest pass has traveled 4 yards. But the running game, a different story for Judson. That's been pretty good. On 2nd down, Burrows off the play action fake, pressured. Burrows escapes somehow. Finally falls down short of his own 20 on the sack. He's going to lose about 6. 3rd down and 16.
Defensive line that time just did a great job of keeping their line integrity and just closed the pocket up as he was getting ready to try to throw the ball, and really didn't have enough time to throw it.
The Rangers in district play have piled up 14 sacks. They didn't get to White Beagle much last week, but they've gotten pressure on Burrows tonight.
They have.
After that, 3rd down and 16 for Judson. Approaching 3 to go in the half. Long handoff. Lewis looking for a hole. Lewis picks up some of that lost yardage from the sack, a gain of about 4. And the Rockets offensively don't say this much this year. Go 3 and out.
David De Hoyos came up and made that tackle, the sophomore with over 30 tackles this season as just a sophomore.
You look at the secondary for the Rangers. De Hoyos will be back next year, as will Montalvo. Big voids will be left behind, though, by Bowman and Noah Flores. But you have Camden Egley, who's played well at times, and Braden Bafidis. Yep. Campos' punt almost blocked. And the ball will roll into Ranger territory and then back on the Judson side of the 50. 28-yard punt for Campos. And now Smithson Valley here, Tony, an opportunity to take down the remainder of the clock, 1. But 2, and more importantly, build upon this 4-point lead, because you and I both know 21 points will not be enough tonight.
We need to do, at the very least, run out the clock because we get the ball to start the second half. This is a big drive just to occupy the last 2:24. And remember, there are stats that we always look at. In the second half, the Rangers have given up only 27 points.
Now, there was, sorry to interrupt you, Tony, a flag on the Rangers tacking on 10 yards to the end of the punt, so they'll start this drive at their own 40.
Any idea what the call was?
Didn't see it. Eyes were down at the time.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Probably a hold. Here's Sedlik back to throw, going deep. Sedlik's pass is dropped in. Is that a catch? Down to the 30, Zach McDonald? No, incomplete. The coach is looking for a flag. What a pass, though, from Sedlik. McDonald just couldn't quite bring it in.
Tried to draw some magic for the second time this season, but incomplete.
Well, that play is on.
McDonald seemed to wait for it a long time.
Play is on film now after the execution of it against East Central. And it does Judson a favor by stopping the clock. So now 2nd and 10, and Nutt operating here with an empty backfield. It's a sweep. Sedlik again with the ball in his hands, and the Rockets all over that. The tackle was made into the play there for Judson by Chancellor Edwards, but really stringing it out to the boundary was Johnny Bowens.
Yeah, Bowens, one of their defensive ends, not many tackles, but 3 tackles for loss, and he just wreaks havoc out there. 2.5 sacks on the season for him.
Another former Judson defensive end, a grade who wore the number 9. You might know him now. DeMarvin Leal, now starring at Texas A&M. What a year the Aggies are having. 3rd down, 13. Nutt to pass. Slinging it deep. Freeland just beyond his reach. Rangers looking for a flag.
And they get one.
And they do, thrown at the 24-yard line.
Pass interference is the call.
Great arm strength shown there by Nutt. Freeland with a great route as well, leaving the Rockets defender no choice but to commit the contact.
That ball in the air, almost 50 yards. Freeland trying to get to it. I think he was just being held as he ran down the sideline.
So a 15-yard penalty. The Rockets already have 90 yards with the flags here in the first half. Minute 23 left. And Smithson Valley again on top by 4, and they will get the football to start the 3rd quarter. Nutt going to work inside of Rocket territory for Freeland. He's got some space to run. Freeland spilled over inside the 40 on a gain of 9.
You don't see those receiver screens very often for the Rangers. That time he got an inside block that held off the cornerback, and Freeland had some run to move, and again a good 9-yard gain on 1st down.
It's kind of a long running play.
Yes.
On 2nd is short, under a minute to go. Running play, Avery. That'll stop the clock to move the chains after a gain of 4 with 49 seconds to go.
Get another 10 yards and you can try a field goal.
The long this year for Hoser is 42. So yes, about 10 more yards needed to get into his range. Wind is not a factor at all tonight. The flags are at a dead standstill right now. On 1st down, Nutt pressured, flushed, throwing deep. McDonald almost intercepted. The defender coming in was Jeffrey Bondock. Right as that pass arrived, and the Rangers were fortunate to still have it.
Bondock went up to try to high point it and just couldn't secure it. as McDonald was waiting for it to come to him.
Clock stops, 24 seconds left. Smithson Valley, by the way, does have all 3 timeouts remaining, so running the football is not out of the equation yet. Nutt to throw. Senelik looking to throw himself. Going deep. Man wide open, but it's incomplete. Domel, the tight end, looking for a flag. The receiver behind Domel as the flag comes in just now. Take a look at this again. And look at the contact here.
He did get bumped as he turned for the ball. I just don't know if it was enough to draw a flag, but there is a flag on the field.
Artiside Brown was the one that committed the contacts. Unsportsmanlike is the call. It's against Domel.
Yep. After
he'd asked for the flag. Now again, I don't know if you saw it there in the replay, but right behind Domel was a wide open Justin Avery. And so a 15-yard penalty for the Rangers with 17 seconds left. See this again. Look at the top of your screen. There's Avery.
Right.
Nobody around him. But underthrown by Senelik. 3rd down and long. Nutt steps up, stumbles, gathers, and throws it away. With 8, making 9 seconds left.
Again, their pressure from the outside, both ends, or linebackers, just got up the field in such a hurry, forced him out of the pocket. You'd have to complete a long pass play here to have a shot at the end zone.
What's 3rd down?
20 or 30 yards to have a shot.
So Smithson Valley doesn't have to convert.
Correct.
Can they get enough yardage to get into field goal range here? That's the question. 3rd down, 26. Nutt pressured, steps up, deep shot, Freeland overthrew him at the 5. 3 seconds to go. And Smithson Valley is going to send out the punt team. Boy, a golden opportunity for the Rangers to build upon that 4-point lead. But that 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty against Domel came back to bite him.
Was that 4th down?
It was. So
because the unsportsmanlike penalty was a dead ball.
Doesn't reset the down. Yes, down would have counted. So scoreboard here threw us off for a loop.
Right. It didn't have it. So Judson will have time for one play. And
with 3 seconds left. Rangers playing deep umbrella coverage. A draw here for Lewis. Lewis to the outside, inside the 30. Lewis with a convoy, a big run, but will be stopped well short of the end zone. And that will end the first half after a 34-yard gallop. So in the regular season finale, the Rangers on top of the district champion Judson Rockets, 21-17. Halftime coverage coming up on the Rangers Network.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm so excited to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley.
I think we made a great decision.
You know, you have a beautiful office, but I brought a few things that I think you're really going to like.
Donna?
Principal Wall, are you here to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley as well?
No, I'm here for my 3 o'clock Diamond Glow facial.
Principal Wall.
As we look forward to the 2020 season, Rangers Network is celebrating the 45th anniversary of Smithson Valley High School football by taking a look at monumental plays throughout Ranger history that form the building blocks that shape our foundation for success and weave the tradition that is Ranger football. Head coach Larry Hill has reunited the coaches and players to relive the magical moments one more time. Get your guns up for the year 2001.
Welcome, Ranger fans, to our next episode. Today, we feature the 2001 season. It was indeed a memorable year for Ranger football. Coming off a quarterfinal trip in the previous season in 2000, there was a lot of optimism in the preseason and the offseason, but there were some big holes to fill as well. For instance, who would fill Cody Fuller's shoes? Caught 87 passes the year before, taking his talents up to Lubbock and go to Texas Tech, and we had that. We had some big holes on defense to fill, and so, but yet at the same time, coming off a quarterfinal season. Optimism was high, and we thought we could do it. And we adopted a team motto as we do every year, and it was just simply a series of 6 numbers in a row: 1, 2, 1, 5, 0, 1. Clint Haney is with us today on the running backs on the 2001 team. And Clint, first of all, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, 1, 2, 1, 5, 0, 1. When the old man, the old head coach, when he said that in boot camp, what the heck did that mean?
We didn't know. I mean, it was just a bunch of numbers, and then when it was explained to us that 12/15/01 was the date of the state championship game, and we were going to be playing on that date.
Pretty lofty goal for a school that had not been there. Had a semifinal trip, I guess, 3 years prior, and had some 2 and 3 rounds in the playoff runs. But you know what? We were going to play on that day, and that's what part of this show is going to be. So the next 2 episodes of memorable moments in Ranger football will be about just that. Well, we're going to start with a memorable game, the Fredericksburg game. Coming into the 9th game of the season, where the Rangers traveled to Fredericksburg, Smithson Valley was 8-0 and ranked number 3 in the state. Fredericksburg was 4-4 and just trying to get a foot in the door and maybe have a shot for the playoffs. So this game has, from the outside, probably going to be a mismatch. But Fredericksburg, for some reason, always gave Smithson Valley trouble. And just the year before in the playoffs, we ran the opening kickoff back. We think we're going to blow them out, and they run the kickoff back for a touchdown, and it's a war, and we just barely win. For whatever reason, it was an opponent we just never seemed to match up real well with. So, but we're on a mission to get to 1, 2, 1, 5, 0, 1. So let's go to that game. Get to the stadium, and it's early November, and it's going to be one of the most frustrating yet exhilarating games in the history of Ranger football. We struggle the whole game long. We have a hard time stopping their talented running back. We're inconsistent and lurching offensively. We're turning the ball over some. They're not turning it all over at all. But finally, in the 4th quarter, we seem to get a handle on things. So we're going to go to the tape. The game was back and forth, but finally in the 4th quarter, as we go to the game tape, we seem to get an edge. Reagan Schneider, one of our talented players and also a great field goal kicker, you can see is on the field here. And he's going to connect from what appears to be about 34 yards, 44-yard field goal there to give us a lead. And, you can see with 9 minutes to go, Smithson Valley has the lead. And, okay, finally we've settled down. We got a handle on things. And let's go, stop them, play a little defense, put the game away. Okay, well, Fredericksburg doesn't go for that. We kick off to them after the field goal. The ball goes 5 yards deep, and we don't lay a finger. This back rush for 270-something that night. Of course, he's going to add a 103-yard kickoff return to give them the lead. And then to add insult to injury, after we're through with that, then we fumble the kickoff, okay? And then we give a fumble the kickoff. They get another field goal. Now we trail. We find ourselves with about 4 minutes to go. Got to go to the length of the field just to tie it. You can see a touchdown pass here from Laren Bybee, our quarterback, to Mike Pavelik, one of our receivers. And we do tie it. And then right before the end of regulation, we get a turnover. Mike Pavelik, you're on with us right now, number 9 right there in the screen. Are we really going to try a 61-yard field goal?
Yeah, I remember lining up for that and thinking it was a long ways out, but with Reagan kicking, it gave us a chance. So,
well, I remember Coach Lind, who coached our kickers at that time, he says, Coach, he can make it. We sent him out on the field. I think I was telling you guys earlier that I didn't realize it was 61 yards, or I might have called timeout and reconsidered, but we didn't have a timeout. So we're going to try a 61-yard field goal to win it. And I tell you what, it's pretty close. Ball came out like a shot.
He had the leg for it.
He did, just wide to the left. So we're going to overtime. Smithson Valley gets the ball first. We get down to about the 1-yard line. Laren Bybee runs in there behind big Corey Clark, Trey Branson. We get it in. So if we can stop them, we're going to win. Well, we're going to have a hard time stopping them. They run about the second play of overtime. He run the same back, runs through a couple tackles, and he gets it in. So it looks like if they kick, we're going to go to second overtime. But they decide not to kick. Instead, they're going to go for 2 and try to win the game. With the arrow on him is Chris Dabbs. We're going to bring Chris on the show now. Chris is a junior defensive end at this time, and you can see that he's on the left side here. Chris, thanks for coming aboard today.
Thanks for having me, Coach.
Well, somebody's got to make a play. We're either going to win or lose on this play. They're going to make the 2-point play and beat us. We're going to stop them, and we're going to beat them. I'm going to let it run through, and let's see what Chris Dabbs did here. Thought for sure they'd run their best back. They do, but they pitch on a reverse. Looks like he's going to make it. And you make the play.
Yeah, I was shocked they didn't they didn't take it the other way with that back. You had, 200-something yards that game?
270-something yards, and they run the reverse. Let's look at it again. Let's just let it run through this time. They pitch it. Once again, you kind of go for the shoestring tackle. Just get him, touches off a celebration. Even your young head coach runs out on the field there. Man. All right, let's break it down. All right, let's see. What are you thinking here? Do you have any idea what they're fixing to do? As you line up over there.
Oh, they're giving it to 22, no question. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
He's getting the ball.
We're going to have to buck up and stop them. And you can see as the play unfolds, it's a pitch sweep to the right. Our linebacker and backside cornerback, they're doing what they should do. They're running with the sweep.
Yep.
Now they pitch it. Now, what are you thinking right here? Why are there 2 arrows there?
Well, I was supposed to be on the outside of that. I was supposed to stay on the outer half, but I saw him pitch it, and like I said, it was known across all of us, I think, in that huddle right before the play that, 22 is getting the ball, so we've got to take him down. And I saw him pitch it that way, start going, so I cut under him, kind of pursue it, and luckily I was able to kind of redirect there. And
you bet. He's got a lot of space, doesn't he? Look at that line on the right of the screen. All Smithson Valley's over here. You're either going to make the play or we're going to lose. And then right about there, what do you got to decide?
I've got to decide if I'm going to dive for him or I'm going to try to tackle him from behind. And you can tell he's a little bit smaller than I am, so I went ahead and went for the safe bet and laid out for him.
We're doggone glad you did. And, that's the thing about overtime is we're going to find out the other way in the state championship game. It all ends happily or sadly in one play. And, what's weird, we didn't play very good. Now we're 9-0. They're 4-5. But look at these guys. I mean, we're as excited as if we just beaten the Green Bay Packers. And there's Garrett there. I think he's just relieved. Is that you, Garrett? He's walking. So anyway, well, what a fabulous game. And I don't think anybody had any idea that that's how that game was going to go that night. You can see the final score, 37 to 36. So we win the next week. We go 10-0. We win our first round playoff game pretty handily. Win our second round playoff game, and now it's a rematch in the third round, a quarterfinal round, a rematch against Roosevelt. Laren Bybee. Laren is going to come on the show now. Laren was a quarterback in both 2000 and 2001. He was a senior on this 2001 team. Laren, it was a rematch of the 2000 game in the same round with the same two teams. What do you remember about that game?
I mean, first and foremost, thanks for having me. We all knew it was your brother on the other side of the field. So there's something special that's going on that evening. And just to have a chance to have a rematch, anybody that competes, anybody that has that side of them that wants to win, you want a rematch. And that's what we got. And we got what we wanted.
Well, you know, he had made little brother cry the year before. Was it 63-28, something like that? And, oh, boy. But both teams are 12-0 coming in. Both teams are ranked. But if you guys remember, we still were perceived to be the underdog, even though we both had the same record. I guess the results from the year before, maybe had everybody thinking that way. But they take a 7-0 lead early, and then we're going to answer. Okay, let's go to the game tape. We played over there at Harlandale Stadium, one of the few artificial turf stadiums in the area at that time. We run a reverse. Clint Haney. Clint, you going to come on in here? Who's that? Mike Hernandez leading the way there?
Yeah, sure. That's what it looks like. They, that whole line did such an awesome job that entire year, and they definitely put it on this night because that was, it was fun running behind them.
Well, that ties it. You can see we're in the second quarter now. It ties it, but they're not going away. They're 12-0 for a reason. They run off tackle here, get a good block, and popped it out to the outside. Now they're up 14-7. So, we've got to do something to get back. Another big throw and catch, though. We faked to Clint. Play action pass, and then Laren rolls to the right, and Clint goes out the back door to the left. Laren throws that thing back. You can see we're not really all that open, Clint.
No, and I can remember out there and seeing those two guys, and then I remember looking back at the football, and I thought that I had just closed my eyes because I honestly do not remember the football. And but there's a picture taken from our sideline that you can actually see the light in my eyes. So I guess I had them open.
Well, I guess so, but they got one in front of you, one behind, but Laren drops it out of the clouds right in there. You make a nice catch in traffic, get it in the corner of the end zone, and we go in up at the half tied. Okay, so it's game on, minute to go in the half. It ends up staying tied at the half. But I really thought when we came out in the second half, I thought the key to the game, I thought our defense took over, stopped their run, made them one-dimensional, and I thought our offensive line just went to town. And Clint's going to score 5 touchdowns this evening. But this play here it's 4th and 1. We had great confidence in our offensive line near midfield. And we just run a quarterback sneak against a loaded box, and they just blow them off the line. Laren's able to duck in there behind them, keep the drive alive. And, it's going to lead us down to this big throw and catch. Now, Mike Pavelic is on here. Mike's on the lower part of the screen. We'll bring Mike back. I'm going to run that back. You can see Mike just on the lower part of the right-hand corner of the screen right there as he's edging up. Mike, what kind of route are you fixing to run here?
I believe it was a post corner route with Laren throwing back across the field.
Right. Got to have a strong arm to do that. We're going to fake left, roll left, set our feet, wheel all the way back, and throw a corner route. Right after that 4th down run, there's a good fake to Clint. Laren setting his feet, getting great pass pro, and then just throwing a dime. That ball's just right there, and then Mike catches that thing just on his fingertips Ball's, inside the 5, and we're gonna go knock it in, and we're gonna take us a 7-point lead. Now, this was a pivotal play. Chris Dabbs, we're gonna bring Chris back, the hero of the Fredericksburg game, and we're up 7. There's about 5 minutes to go in the game. They're gonna settle for a field goal to pull to within 4. What happens here, Chris? Take us through this.
Yeah, so I still remember it like it was yesterday. Judson was lined up next to me, and I told him to make sure he pulled that guy and made that gap wide. And you can kind of see it in the film that, I basically just walk right through a big hole, and that's all credit to Justin Mazurek. So I just remember it was a big time, and then and he didn't get the credit for it, but he definitely deserved it.
Well, and you took it in the face, if I remember. But you're going to come right on the inside. Great penetration. The kick is blocked. The ball's beyond the line of scrimmage. We let it go. So we're still up 7. There's about 4 or 5 minutes to go. We need about 3 first downs and a touchdown to end this thing, and we're going to the semifinals. Big play by our defense, and of course Chris with the field goal block. And here we go. It is 3rd and 1. Clint Haney, we're going to bring you back. We need a first down. If we can get a first down, obviously we'd love to score. But what does that box mean? What's going on here?
There's a lot of blue jerseys like right on the line of scrimmage, and as a running back, that's not typically something that you like to see. That's
right.
That's everybody.
Let it run through and see what the result is. Let it run through there. We pop it, bam, you're out the gate, 78 yards. For what amounts to be the game winner, going up 2 scores with just a few minutes to go. Let's look at it again. We can feature some of these blocks here because obviously you mentioned it was crowded. There's Mark Colby going in motion, and he's going to block the edge. They got a blitzer off the edge. He's going to take care of the immediate threat for you. Okay, then we got Trey Branson, big Corey Clark, Mike Hernandez just taking over the right side, just blowing them back. You need a yard.
Yep.
Now, with that block John Miller gets, about right now, what are you thinking?
I made that cut, and I don't remember if it was 56 or 54, but there was a hole. They made it. I made that cut, and then, like I said, with nobody in the secondary, it was.
Yeah, we're excited. We're thinking we got the first down, keep the clock moving. But then there's everybody at that level. So when you pop it, there's no one left. And off we go. Had that speed, and they weren't going to catch you. Rangers.
And I remember seeing my shadow, thinking that I was about to get caught, and I couldn't run away from it.
Well, you know what? Let's get one more before we end the game. There's 4th and 1. We're inside of a minute. They're unlikely to get the ball back and do anything with a 2-touchdown lead. But there's that 11-man box again. We're just looking for a first down. But there they all are. That was easy peasy there. Yeah.
They didn't get much easier than that.
No. Touchdown. Rangers 13-0. They're going to the semifinals, first time in 3 years, only the second time in school's history. Avenged a loss, as we said, from the year before. And, pretty happy over there in Harlandale that night. And good times. For Ranger fans, that's the first part of our 2001 episode. We still got some more playing to do. There's a semifinal game against Nederland that awaits. State championship game against Denton Ryan that awaits. But we thank y'all for watching. We thank our players for being on, and we're going to bring them back to finish this season on our next episode. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time.
At the half here from Rutledge Stadium, Rangers on top of the Rockets 21-17. Smithson Valley making some big plays in the first half. Offensively on the ground, led by Jalen Nutt. A couple of rushing touchdowns for the Rangers, and Nutt was also able to get some things going in the passing game, and the Ranger defense played well as well in the first half.
The first one just short, so he follows it in with this one where he does get in. Jalen Nutt has looked really good tonight after a subpar performance a week ago.
And again, that was a second of 2 rushing touchdowns for Nutt. This defense backed him up in the first half as well. Trey Moore's made so many plays for the Rangers this season. This play nearly leading to a defensive pick six, but Noah Flores couldn't get there in time. But Flores got to this play in time, a big-time tackle of Andre Jones, really firing up the Smithson Valley sideline. And again, Nutt showing his ability to throw the football pretty sharply in the first half, 95 yards passing. One of his big targets, the tight end, Dylan Delmel, also threw a 45-yard touchdown to Maverick Freeland, adding up to a 21-17 lead at the break over the Judson Rockets. Second half coming up on the Rangers Network.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm so excited to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley.
I think we made a great decision.
You know, you have a beautiful office, but I brought a few things that I think you're really going to like. Principal Wall, are you here to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley as well?
No, I'm here for my 3 o'clock Diamond Glow facial.
Principal Wall. The last few months have been challenging for everyone.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smoky Moe's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
A whole lot of things have changed over the past few months, but some things have stayed just the same. Here at Smithson Valley, we are still making your kids smile. You may not see that as easily with those masks on, but those smiles are just beneath. And when all this passes, and it will, you'll really be reminded of how we just keep making them smile. Thank you for your trust and support, and get your guns up.
You see the score there, Smithson Valley on top of the Rockets, 21-17 as we get ready to start the second half. Well, then these two things should be good news if you're Ranger fans. Smithson Valley's outscored teams in the second half of the season 126-27, and they are a perfect 6-0 when leading at the half this season. And they will get the football to start the third quarter. 2 rushing touchdowns by Jalen Nutt, and 1 through the air to Maverick Freeland. The Rangers 21 first half points.
Be nice to get a nice return, get some positive territory, and see if we can put on a run to stretch this lead.
Dating back to 2017, the Rockets are 25-2 in district play. Only losses last year to Clemens, in 2017 in overtime to the Rangers. Kickoff fielded by Noah Flores. Stumbled a bit, and a 7-yard return, all he'll get. On the tackle there for the Rockets, Davion Phillips. As Smithson Valley's offense starts the third quarter just shy of its own 40-yard line. Again, the Rangers' first-round date is set. They'll take on the Reagan Rattlers next Friday at 7:30 at Hero Stadium in San Antonio. But tonight, looking to notch a win over the district champion Rockets on their belt before heading into the postseason next week. Nutt on first down off the play fake throws. Completion to Maverick Freeland as Nutt floated that ball right over a Judson defender on target and good for a 14-yard pickup.
That was almost unbelievable, the touch he put on that pass. And then Freeland just kept spinning like a top with defenders one after another giving a chance at him.
You think Jalen Nutt missed Maverick Freeland the past couple of weeks?
I don't think there's any doubt.
Freeland's 5th catch tonight, now for 83 yards. On first down, Nutt on the run. And Nutt got tripped up at about the 45 after a 6-yard pickup.
That time he just followed Gabe Hoskins through the hole, and as Gabe sealed someone to the inside, he was able to cut it outside and break a leg tackle and end up getting 6 yards out of it on a really nice run.
1 minute gone by here in the third quarter. Rangers opened up the half with a 21-17 lead. They trailed 2 different times tonight, but now lead by 4. On second down, Nutt going to work. Freeland again, his 6th catch. Freeland can't shake the defender. Good tackle out in space for the Rockets, made by Ifeani Chukwu Okoli. And that's going to bring up third down and 3 to go.
So we haven't seen that much this season. Something new with their soft coverage. When there's 2 receivers out to his side, they're just sending one ahead to block and giving the target to Freeland and letting him try to see if he can break some tackles.
You wanted to give me credit there?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not breaking anything up here. Maybe hearts. Third down and 2. Nutt looking for the first down right at the sticks. Looks like he's got enough. Needed 2, and he got 2.5.
He got popped right as he got to the hole. So he'll run to the sideline to get the next play call.
Again, the Rangers were aided by great field position in the first half. Not aided by the defense, but special teams. Big returns from Noah Flores and Darlington Frash on kickoffs back in the first half. For a fresh set of downs from the Judson 41. Here's Nutt barreling ahead for 3 more. Kind of a methodical drive so far for the Rangers, already consuming 3 minutes off the clock.
And just getting chunks at a time. We've thrown the ball a couple of times. We've run the ball several times now. Everything is very, you heard the word methodical, and I think it is methodical. Just trying to take jabs here and jabs there and maybe free something open in a couple of plays that'll open up because you've been taking those body blows.
The Rangers have not lost back-to-back games this season, trying to avoid that here tonight. Not on second down, passes tipped but caught inside the 30. Great focus shown there by Will Strachan, who hauls it in to move the sticks again on a gain of 10.
Talk about some, there you see it. That's intense. Paying attention there because that ball was tipped, not wildly, but then he had to adjust his hands and made a great catch and then ran up the field for good yardage.
You're really seeing great arm strength shown by Nutt tonight. A lot of his throws are going to the wide side of the field. Running play here, Hoskins falling ahead for a 3-yard gain before he's brought down by Alex Garcia. The running backs for the Rangers, Hoskins, McCracken, Avery, really haven't done much tonight. The 3 have combined for 22 yards rushing on 9 carries.
Hoskins comes out, looks like a tight end and another receiver in.
This drive is now more than 4 minutes old, keeping that Rocket offense on the sidelines, and namely DeAnthony Lewis, who ran for 182 yards in the first half. Second down, running play. Jalen Nutt got boxed in by Garcia and slung down. Alex Garcia did not let Nutt get away. Third and long coming up for the Rangers. No gain on that play.
Again from up here, and it's not the best vantage point, but it looked like he bounced that one out when his only chance to get a yard would be to stay inside.
Third quarter has been a strong suit for the Rangers this year, outscoring teams in the third 66-14 as Nutt breaks the huddle. Third down and 9.
Ninth play of the drive.
Nutt rolling, throwing deep. McDonald leaps. He's got it inside the 5.
Wow.
An incredible catch from Zach McDonald, the junior. And the Rangers have goal to go.
But what an impressive pass by Jalen Nutt to put it only where his guy could get to it. No chance of an interception.
Third rushing set. 5 minutes and 16 seconds, and it ends with a Jalen Nutt touchdown run. And the Rangers are on top in Converse, 28-17.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we go to the dental. Your Smithson Valley dentist.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental.
Rangers on top, 28-5. Burrows keeps it himself again, fumbles the football, and is picked up by Smithson Valley's opportunistic defense. Blake Bowman scoops up the 18th turnover this defense has forced this season.
You know, you talk about that all the time with a plus 11 turnover ratio, but 17 forced turnovers on the season, and you get someone who has not fumbled the ball very much at all, and that's this Judson offense.
For the Rockets, that is just the 8th turnover they've coughed up this season. Like, the Rangers looking for a road win tonight. How good have they been on the road over the past 10 years? Incredible numbers for Smithson Valley. And the win-loss column on the road is Jalen Nutt comes out for first down from the 15, following the game's first turnover. It's McCracken. Good run across the 20 on a gain of 7 yards.
Offensive line able to give him a seam, and then him to use his lower body strength to just force him way through a couple of extra tackles.
Brought down by number 38 for the Rockets, Cameron Lopez.
Smithson Valley staying ahead of the chains.
Gain of 7 on the play.
Again, discussing that decade of success for the Rangers on the road. Bring those numbers up for you. 43-11 their record, winning 80% of their games away from Ranger Stadium over the past 10 years. Nutt, good run on second down, will move the chains. What a night he's had.
That a designed run all the way as both receivers went down the field and then started blocking. Good job by Jalen of just going until they stopped him.
Not that there's a big crowd here tonight for obvious reasons as we still battle this global pandemic, but it's quiet here in Converse right now. A team looking for a coronation in Judson and for an outright district championship. They may have to share it with Steele. McCracken picks up a yard on first down. What's funny is that the night season ended, in the regular season that is, with their win over Smithson Valley last week. The year is done for 4 27-6A teams in regular season play. New Braunfels, Steele, Clemens, and Wagner all finished in the regular season. There's only one other 27-6A game tonight, of little interest. East Central at South San. However, the winner will pick up their first win in district play this year, as Nutt has nothing doing there in second down. Cuts his losses and takes a tackle for loss to set up third down and long.
Again, methodical. The Rangers taking time off the clock. Unfortunately, a 3rd and 11 facing them now at their own 27-yard line.
Smithson Valley is not punted tonight.
That is correct.
If they want to keep that streak going, they have to pick up 11 yards here. They have to reach their own 38. Here's a blitz. Nutt steps up, throws deep again, passes incomplete, looking for Strachan. Good coverage down the field, though, for the Rockets. Artiside Brown supplying that coverage, and for the first time tonight, the stout Judson defense will force a Ranger punt. And by the way, that ends a streak of 4 straight completions for Jalen Nutt.
He has been sharp tonight.
147 yards passing, 46 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns, had a passing strike as well.
Be careful on a punt return here.
White-Hayden's punt.
Make it unreturnable.
May have touched the Judson blocker. It touched Artiside Brown as Smithson Valley recovers another fumble. Punt of the night forced by Judson, gives him the football right back.
And the majority of their punt fielding unit is their defense, and they stay on the field.
3 or 4 yards. Each one of those 3 to 4 yard runs is taking off another 20 to 25 seconds off the clock.
Or longer.
Nutt throws this time. Freeland on the screen. And there's Brown on the tackle after a short gain. Inside of a minute to go now in the third quarter. And Smithson Valley faced with 3rd down and 5.
Keeping the clock rolling by staying in bounds. Just another play or two before the quarter ends.
6 catch already for Maverick Freeland. The Rangers' passing game is yet to eclipse 200 yards in any game this season. Nuts up to $149 through the air. 3rd down and 5. Nutt rolls out and nowhere to go. Swallowed up. Judson's front 7 all over him that time. Donnie Moody, one of the leaders on this team, a captain, and on the tackle, brings up 4th down.
The quarter will end, and then we'll see what the Rangers will do.
That will take us to the 4th quarter. Smithson Valley 12 minutes away from a big regular season win heading into the postseason. On top of the Rockets, 28-17 on the Rangers Network.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
3 years ago, Smithson Valley snapped a 19-game home winning streak for the Rockets. Tonight, they are perhaps 12 minutes away from snapping a 15-game home winning streak.
So you're saying they've won 34 of their last 35 games here.
That is correct. Rangers' first fourth quarter play, they go for it, and they move the sticks. Inside the 35, Domel, the tight end, the big target, makes a big catch. And this Ranger drive, aided by a muffed punt, continues to the Judson 30-yard line.
Wow.
Again, what a game it has been for Jalen Nutt, amending for what was a tough day last Friday against Steele.
He has just put the ball on a line so many times tonight and right on target.
Domel's third catch. Again, Freeland has 6. And now first down from the 30. Running play, McCracken inside the 20. Unleash the Travis McCracken in the end zone for the touchdown and a 30-yard gallop. And the Rangers are now pulling away.
Travis McCracken, his 5th touchdown of the year. But, I mean, Brant, he had a lot of room there to run.
Nobody really touched him on his way to the end zone once he got past the line of scrimmage.
It's the longest run of the night, hasn't it been?
For the Rangers, it has been. Point after is Zen. And the Rockets have surrendered 35 points. Only DeSoto has scored more against this defense this season. Rangers rolling. They have scored 21 unanswered. On top, 35-17 to the 4th.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Let's take you back to the last play for the Rangers, a 30-yard touchdown run for Travis McCracken.
You're right, untouched.
A 30-yard gash right through the Judson defense. Smithson Valley on top, 35-17. And that was McCracken's first touchdown run since the Rangers win over South San 5 weeks ago. It's a 3-possession lead. Judson doesn't have a ton of success throwing the football. 11-17 left. This game is not over.
No.
But the Rockets are in a tough spot. Short kick, fair catch called for and made by Bratcher at the 32-yard line. You look back at Judson's district schedule again, they have not lost in 27 6A play this year. They lost the season opener to DeSoto. Since then, the Rockets haven't lost a single game. Now, yes, they didn't officially play South San, but had they taken the field, let's call it like it is, the Rockets would have won that game anyway. A lot of those games really weren't close. Clemens, the only one of the group that was a one-score game. And that was a game in which Judson was down 14 points in the first half and came back to win, as Lewis, who has been stymied in the second half, mainly because of the ball control for the Rangers. That is just his second carry since the end of the first half.
And that, you're right, that's because we've had the ball so much. A minute into the fourth quarter, this is their second real drive.
Lewis again, running to his right this time, turns a corner, and boy, when he does that,
he's impressive.
He's tough to bring down. Picks up 13 on that run, and he's now just 4 yards shy of a 200-yard night. Rockets in the hurry up as we tick inside of 10.5 to go. And an 18-point game. Lewis again, no, off the play fake. It's Evans to the outside. Got slung down by De Hoyos after a 6-yard gain on first down.
Burrows that time looked a little better throwing the ball. Nice safe throw out to the edge to an open receiver.
Anthony Evans has been the top target for Burrows here in the second half. 3 catches since halftime after none in the first 2 quarters. On second down, Lewis, great blocking. There he goes. D'Anthony Lewis, goodbye. Another touchdown for Lewis, his second. 44-yard jaunt into the end zone. And the Rockets not going away quietly. What a quick drive that was.
He is remarkable. He will play someplace bigger than littler. Bigger. I'm talking Power 5.
Yep.
He's a big time. Runs with such power and such speed.
240 yards rushing for Lewis tonight. His touchdown runs alone, 2 of them have covered more than 110 yards. Point after good, and again the Rockets hanging around. Lead back down to 11 with a little more than 10 minutes to go in the fourth on the Rangers Network.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smoky Mo's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smoky Mo's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smoky Mo's.
Thanks, Smoky Mo's.
Thanks, Smoky Mo's.
We're back at Rutledge Stadium. A little more than 10 minutes left. 35-24. Rangers on top of the Rockets. You look at the 27-6A standings, and all the seedings are locked in. Judson is the 1 seed, Steele 2, Smithson Valley 3, Wagner 4. But again, there are 2 divisions, so the 1-2 seeds in each division have been set. The 4 playoff teams were locked in as of last week. They've been like this for 2 weeks straight now, as there was a lot of separation early in 27-6A. Maybe the biggest surprise, Clemens, with a losing record. Onside kick, and it's picked up with a 42, but then fumbled. And the Rockets say they've recovered, and they have. The first turnover the Rockets have forced tonight. The Ranger return man couldn't quite get the number on him. May have been Brandon Salvaggio. And the Rockets, who just scored in a lightning quick 4 plays, another chance to score again.
It was Salvaggio who had the ball, fielded it, and then had it jarred loose.
So again, just when that 35-17 lead looked comfortable, the Rockets sense that they could climb back into this thing in a hurry. From the Ranger 41, Lewis to the outside, breaks 1 tackle, and darts ahead for an impressive 6-yard run to start this drive. Again, what a career for D'Anthony Lewis. Over 100 yards. Again tonight, 17th time in his career, and this is 35th game. So about half the games he's played, he's gone over the century mark. Burrows on the keeper. Got forced out by Bowman, cuts it back inside, takes a hit. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and short.
That time it looked like he was trapped and cornered and wouldn't be able to get anything, and he escapes a tackler there.
The 2 touchdown runs tonight for D'Anthony Lewis give him 45 in his career. And again, in just 35 games. 3rd and 3, Lewis again on the sweep. Lewis inside the 25. There goes that man again. Flores with a late hit on top of it as they throw the flag in the back end of the play. So Flores forced him out of the 13. but added something on top of it as he went out of bounds. This will bring up goal to go for Judson inside the 10. If you're Smithson Valley, how do you stop this guy? 267 yards. He's done it on just 16 carries. Every time the Rockets run wide, Lewis just hits that extra gear. Spelled here, though, as Washington is in the backfield. Burrows on the option play. Got followed up by Trey Moore and Darlington Frash to bring up 2nd and goal.
If ever there was a time to defense to get a stop on the goal line with one of the most potent offenses you'll see, this would be it.
I think Smithson Valley would, I say, be okay, in quotation marks. Be okay giving up points, but can they make Judson use clock before scoring? 2nd and goal. Lewis to the outside. This time, not going anywhere. Gang tackle all the way back at the 15. He's going to lose 9 yards there. And now if you're Judson here.
Now they're going to mark him up at the 9, I think.
Well, looks like they're stopping at the 14.
Well, yes.
So loss of 8, but it is 4-down territory. So if you're the Rockets, you don't need all 14 yards here.
Got a different back in the backfield.
Washington again as Lewis comes off of the sidelines. 3rd and goal. Burrows throwing, end zone. Pass is caught.
Wow.
What a catch in the short corner made by Davion Wilson. Noah Flores was in position, but Wilson won the jump ball.
And Wilson just out-muscled Noah Flores on that one because it looked like they both went up for it and both had an equal chance at it, and Wilson pulled it in. I think they're going for 2.
Trying to make it a 3-point game.
Call a timeout.
And it comes with 7:46 left here in the 4th quarter. For Wilson, his team leading 5th touchdown catch for Burrows, his 11th touchdown pass of the season. Again, what a program this has been. Judson, 6 state championships all time, last coming 18 years ago, though, back in 2002. They have reached the state semis or the state finals 18 times in program history. And with their 6-1 record this season, that is now a Texas high school record. 44 consecutive winning seasons for Judson. Their last losing campaign was in 1976. Since then, 28 seasons of 10 wins or more. I mean, when you think of high school football in the greater San Antonio area, the very first program you think of is the Judson Rockets.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
The baton has been passed from D.W. Rutledge to Jim Rackley, to Sean McAuliffe, to Mark Smith. Or Smith, then to McAuliffe, and now to Rodney Williams. 2-point conversion attempt here for Judson, trying to make it a 3-point game after spending their first of 3 second-half timeouts. Burrows himself diving ahead. Burrows is in. And the Rangers' 18-point lead is down to 3. Don't go anywhere. 7 minutes and change left. Smithson Valley clinging to a 3-point lead on the Rangers network.
A whole lot of things have changed over the past few months, but some things have stayed just the same. Here at Smithson Valley, we are still making your kids smile. You may not see that as easily with those masks on, but those smiles are just beneath. And when all this passes, and it will, you'll really be reminded of how we just keep making them smile. Thank you for your trust and support, and get your guns up.
And welcome back to Converse, Texas, here from Rutledge Stadium. Smithson Valley, it felt like minutes ago, on top 35-17 with the Rockets' 2 quick touchdown drives. The last one was set up by an onside kick, a ball that was mishandled by Brendan Salvaggio. The Rockets capitalized and scored on 3rd and goal for the 14, a touchdown pass, Michael Burrows to Davion Wilson. And Smithson Valley has got some work to do nursing a 3-point lead.
Rangers defensively look like they're not expecting an onside kick, but more like a pooch kick of, 15, 20, 25 yards.
This time handling the duties is Adrian Cortez. It was Ramos who had the onside kick. This is fielded at the 24, and a good job by Cortez to angle that towards the sideline so Flores not a lot of room to work with. And this is a very, very important drive coming up for Smithson Valley's offense.
And as much as you have to have points, you have to take time off the clock. You've had several drives of 5, 6, 7 minutes tonight, and that's what you need here. And you and I both know that means multiple first downs.
At the same time, the Rangers can't stare at the clock.
Right.
A touchdown here would make it a 2-possession lead again, as they start 70 yards shy of the end zone. It's McCracken. Had the touchdown run of the last possession. This time buried for a 4-yard loss. Coming off the edge there for the Rockets, Johnny Bowens. And Smithson Valley's behind the chains in a big way. Clock ticking towards 7 minutes left.
Both running backs go out.
It was Hoskins and McCracken that came off the field on now 2nd and 14. Nutt looking to throw. Steps up. Spins away from trouble. Nutt slips and falls down. Turf Monster got him. Maybe had a chance to throw the football away. Instead, will lose yardage again. And Smithson Valley's now faced with 3rd and 18.
If you remember last week, he had a couple of plays in the second half where he was trying to make a desperation throw, and I think that's exactly why he didn't throw the ball that time, is he didn't want to throw the ball and have a pick.
6 minutes and change left on this all-important drive. The Rangers are dangerously close to going 3 and out. They need 18 to convert. Nutt steps up and heaves a deep one. Freeland, he's got it! Over the shoulder catch. Right over Artisai Brown, who can't believe it. Catch of the night for Maverick Freeland. "37 yards. Jalen Nutt to Maverick Freeland, who has over 100 yards now for the game.
What a throw. Maverick, again, just does a great job of body control to keep his body in position to make a catch over the shoulder or on the outside to keep the defender at bay.
That's one of the plays of the season for Smithson Valley, is the Rangers call for timeout with 5:47 left. I mean, you think about what happens if that pass is incomplete.
Yes.
It is a 3 and out for the Rangers offense. It would have stopped the clock as well. Judson, which has scored on his previous 2 possessions, would have gotten the ball back with a ton of momentum, but instead, this happens. As you see, Nutt on an earlier play running the football, saw the tail end there of the pass to Maverick Freeland. Smithson Valley again expending a timeout with 5:47 left.
Both teams with 2 timeouts left. You've taken 2 minutes off of the clock since the touchdown. You've got to take arguably 5 minutes and 47 seconds off to make sure you win this game. But this is, you got 4 more plays here. You don't know when the Rockets will start using timeouts. Another timeout gives you a chance to get the clock under 4 minutes to go. You just got to keep churning out first downs. Again, that's the first one. If you can get two more first downs, you can probably use most of the clock.
Nutt after the big throw going to work at the Judson 41. Calls his own number. Nutt weaving through traffic. Got banged down by a defender after an 8-yard pickup. Tackle made by Jeffrey Bondock, but a good first down play for the Rangers. Picks up 8.
You love those tackles that tag the running back or quarterback running forward. He gained at least 2 or 3 yards out of that tackle.
Again on 3rd and 18. Nutt lofted a 37-yard completion over the shoulder. Right on target to Maverick Freeland, extending this drive and maybe taking the momentum of the game back from the Rockets. 2nd down. McCracken fighting for the first down and appears to be about a half-yard shy. Got stopped by Garcia and Donnie Moody.
So another big 3rd down, but this one not 3rd and, what was that, 3rd and 18? Mm-hmm. This one 3rd and 1.
And you would certainly think this is 4-down territory for Smithson Valley. Not that Hoser couldn't make from here, but I don't think the risk is worth the reward.
I don't think either one of us think a field goal does you any good.
No. McCracken alongside Nutt, or it's Hoskins. He's got the first.
Wow, good run.
Darts up to the 25 with a gain of 7. And Coach Ronnie Williams might start thinking about those timeouts. Best run tonight for Hoskins. Clock ticking towards 4 minutes left. Smithson Valley trying to hand Judson his first loss at home in 3 years. His first loss of any kind in district play this season. On 1st down, Nutt gets a block from Hoskins. Forcing the pile forward. And Traylon Payne and his
blow the whistle.
Judson teammates finally drag him down to the 20 after a gain of 6. 19th carry tonight for Jalen Nutt. This after a season-high 21 last week. He's also thrown 19 passes. Just a gamesman-like effort tonight for Jalen Nutt.
4 minutes and 20 seconds have gone off the clock. This will be the 8th play of the drive.
And the Rockets have 2 timeouts left. Hoskins, good second effort. Would look to be a negative play. It turns into a positive on a gain of 3. Will bring up 3rd down and 1. On what again you assume is 4-down territory, as Coach Williams keeping those timeouts in his back pocket right now. Have to imagine no matter what happens on this play, he'll spend his first.
Big 3rd down. Big 3rd down.
Or his next following this play. Rockets almost jump. Smithson Valley using every second they can off the clock. McCracken, he's got it.
What a surge on the offensive line.
Inside the 15 with 2:23 left. They move the chains. The clock starts back up. Coach Williams still not electing to use one of his remaining 2.
Kind of a surprise.
Here's Coach Hill on the verge of picking up career win number 264 and his 10th against a storied Judson program. Under 2 to go now. McCracken barrels ahead for a couple more. And now Coach Williams spins a timeout. And the Rockets are down to 1 left. More on Rodney Williams. Again, in year 2 at Judson, has won 18 of 21 games played. Only losses to DeSoto Lake Travis in the playoffs last year. And Clemens a year ago in district play. Was an assistant for 7 seasons under Sean McAuliffe and Mark Smith. Promoted to head coach after McAuliffe left for Cy Ranch High School. And is the 4th head coach at Judson since D.W. Rutledge's retirement back in 2000. Talking to his team right now. Defense looking to dig deep. More importantly, trying to get the ball back. A minute 44 left. The offense for the Rockets red hot. 2 quick scoring drives on the last 2 possessions here in the 4th quarter, but the Rangers playing keep away. A time-consuming drive and maybe a game-sealing one for Smithson Valley. On 2nd down. McCracken loses yardage, but if you're the Rangers, that's okay. As he stopped in play, inbounds.
Not calling it now.
So the Rangers won't have to take their next snap until there's less than a
minute. He called it.
There it is. So it comes with a minute 28 left after a loss of about 6 there by McCracken. So Smithson Valley, after its next play, assuming it's a run and doesn't gain the first down, let's just play hypotheticals here. That means that the Rangers' 4th down play, whatever that is, a field goal, a run, that wouldn't come until about 50 seconds on the clock when they have to snap it.
Give or take, yes.
Yep.
It's you'd love to get the first down. You'd love to score.
It iced the game.
But you gotta take those seconds off the clock.
Mm-hmm. Whatever Smithson Valley does on this next play has to be a run to keep the clock going. The 4th down call is the one that's going to be interesting, because do you attempt a field goal and force Judson to have to get a touchdown to win, or do you go for it, and even if you don't get it, you're forcing Judson to take over deep on their own end of the field.
Right.
We'll see. Have to get through 3rd down first. It's Nutt on the keeper. Nutt backpedals to the 15. And so, actually do the math there on the clock. And the next snap isn't going to come until there's less than 40 seconds to go in the game. If I'm Smithson Valley here, keep the offense on the field.
I keep them on the field. I might instead of taking a penalty, do you call a timeout when the this will be the 13th play of the drive on 4th down.
So it does look like Smithson Valley will send out the field goal unit. This will be a 32-yard attempt if Hoser does in fact come out to attempt it. On the season, Hoser has made 9 field goals.
No.
But won't be asked to make his 10th.
That was a decoy.
So here's Nutt in the offense. 4th down and 11. Nutt to throw.
He's got a man open.
Inside the 10, inside the 5, and he is close. Right at the sticks is Domel. He is right at the yard to gain. Does he have it?
That's going to be really close.
And they're going to call in to measure.
Really close. I think he might just be a hair shy.
Now, even if he doesn't have it, the Rockets will have the football at their own 5 with 36 seconds to go and no timeouts. Let's see. The stretch of the chains will decide it. He's short. The Rockets take over. So there is celebration for Judson for the moment. But keep in mind that Judson has no timeouts left, and field goal range doesn't really exist for the place kicker, Adrian Cortez. He did make earlier tonight from 30, but to get all the way to that range, Judson would have to get inside the Smithson Valley 15-yard line, all from their own 4.
got to tackle now. That's everything now is making it a sure tackle. With the best running back we've played against all season, and an elusive quarterback as we played all season.
Don't rule out DeAnthony Lewis. That's a good point, Tony. On this drive, he can hit a home run from anywhere on the field.
He sure can.
From their own 4. Lewis on the sweep. Lewis trying to get out of bounds. Laterals a football, and it's picked up by Jair Campos.
But the clock keeps running.
It does. Inside of 20 seconds to go. Judson backed up at its own 2. We're down to 15 seconds. Burrows slings it deep. Pass is broken up. Noah Flores that time won the 1-on-1 battle against Davion Wilson, and the Rockets are down to the final 7 seconds with 98 yards of real estate in front of them.
Officials looking for a new ball. That's the delay here. Play clock is rolling.
And Smithson Valley is going to send 3 defenders off the line of scrimmage by nearly 30 yards. Likely the game's final play, barring a defensive penalty.
Rush 3.
Last gasp for Judson as Smithson Valley will take his 3rd and final timeout.
Why not?
It's funny again. We said it at the very outset of the broadcast. The drama of this game, we thought, had been taken away because of the results last week with Judson's win over Wagner, Smithson Valley's loss to Steele. If either of those goes the other way, this game would be for the district title. It didn't. So what really was at stake? Honestly, nothing. Don't tell these two teams that, though. This game has been, well, just as good as we thought it would be with a title on the line.
Judson wanted an undefeated season. Smithson Valley wanted momentum after a disappointing effort against Steele. This turns everything around. Jalen Nutt now believes he can throw. Running backs believe they can run in tough territory. The defense knows it's great. Even though they gave up 32 points, there were 2 touchdowns late that, weren't really defensive problems.
So again, likely the games and the regular season's final play in what has been a bizarre 2020 calendar year. Regular season football in December. Pass complete to Bratcher, looking for laterals instead, out of bounds with 1 second on the clock. So now, this next play, I can guarantee you, outside of defensive penalty, will end the game, one way or another. It has been 3 years since Judson last lost at home. The team that handed them that loss, Smithson Valley, and the Rangers are 1 second away from doing it again.
Center hasn't had a bad snap all game.
Burrows steps up, heaves it as far as he can throw. That pass is intercepted. This game, this regular season is over, and for the Rangers with a bang. A statement win for Smithson Valley in Converse as the Rangers walk off the field 35-32 winners.
Trey Moore consoling DeAnthony Lewis there as the two teams go their different ways. Trey Moore, the elite defensive end for the Rangers. DeAnthony Lewis, the senior running back for Judson, who's as good as any running back in the district, maybe in the state. And both teams now able to have brief conversations.
Michael Burrows being consoled there by Trey Moore. Those two met head-to-head a number of times tonight as Moore applied pressure on several occasions. Burrows' final pass picked off, his first interception since October the 9th. What a finish to this game. What a with a record of 7-2. Up next, the Reagan Rattlers in round 1 next Friday.
What a game, Brant. We walked into this game not knowing what would happen. We knew both teams were proud traditional programs and would give everything they had. And tonight, the Rangers showed they belong near the top.
Jalen Nutt, his best game was a Ranger as a quarterback, accounting for 4 touchdowns. Travis McCracken, a 30-yard